Hello, my name is Megan. I am doing a Beyond the Text about Karen Horney and feminine psychology. All right, let's go ahead and meet Miss Karen Horney. Here are some pictures I found of her. I thought it was kind of fun to see her as a child, a teenager, and as a mom and wife. So I feel like Karen Horney came up with really great concepts and ideas and theories. Quite a few of them I really resonated with and really enjoyed learning about. So why would I choose to learn more about feminine psychology or to kind of focus on that in this project? Well, I will tell you. Because of a book that has sat on my shelf and been looking at me for the last 20 years. So I've been married for 21 years. A couple years into my marriage, I got this book along with two of my friends. And I read it. I thought, oh, there's some great ideas in here. I kind of like this. Ooh, I could be a really great wife, Another friend was like, this is amazing. And she followed it to a T. And then another friend read it and she's like, this is crap. What is this? So it's funny. We all had such different kind of views on it. But over time, over these past 20 years, as I've just had that book on my shelf and things have changed and life has changed and ebbed and flowed. And I've kind of realized I don't know if I align with this book as much as I had in the past. And not that it's a bad book, but because I think it's a little lopsided and it's kind of expects the woman to do more than maybe her share or to give up stuff for her husband's happiness. So these are some quotes that I've kind of, I pulled these off Amazon so I don't have to go through my whole book and try and find different things, but, and I'm not going to read them, but I am going to read to the little part of the review that also came from Amazon because it kind of feels like what I resonate with. So it says, the author focused on taking responsibility for your own side of an unhappy marriage, which is important, and I agree with. That is a good part to take from this book. But the remedies she proposes are outrageous. She demands that every woman quit any activity that gets in the way of her husband feeling satisfied and happy in a marriage, including work. Double standards. She trash talks a wife who wants to take a vacation without her husband, but she has a whole chapter titled Guy Time, and it starts with a guy talking about his 3-week hunting trip. The last part, a woman who doesn't make her husband 3 balanced meals a day is called disrespectful and disdainful. But a husband that didn't get his wife anything for Mother's Day just needs more appreciation. And so, yes, that type of stuff, that kind of I've been taught my whole life, and kind of the culture of being a wife doesn't really resonate with me. And as I'm going through life, and I'm coming back to school after 20 years because I want to start having my own autonomy. I want to really show up as me. So I've already kind of drawn into this idea of more of a feminist approach, more looking at these aspects and angles. So to kind of see this pop up on this chapter, I was like, ooh, let's look into it a little bit more. So this is Karen Horney's book, Feminine Psychology. And I just love that picture. I just thought that was kind of a fun picture to add to this because she was back in her time that she was a rebel with a cause. So I was able to find a digital copy of the book, and this is the kind of what it looks like, the chapter, the title page, and then those are the table of contents. And so I was able to read through some of these chapters. And these are some of the chapters that I read through and really kind of enjoyed and thought had some great ideas. But inhibited femininity, the distrust between sexes, problems of marriage, the dread of women, the denial of the vagina, and the flight from womanhood. And just like anything, some of these are a little dated. Some of the things have been kind of disproven, but their angles that she took and what she was trying to say and prove, I think, really stood out for what kind of person she was and what she was trying to do for humanity and mankind. So why is this? Oh, sorry, I'm gonna go back one more. Why is this important? Well, because someone needed to look into this a little more, and someone needed to go against some of these male psychologists and the male traditions and say, I don't know if that really works. I don't know if that really makes sense. You're not looking at women as people, you're looking at more as objects. So I appreciated that she went out of her way to stand up for women's rights and looking into this a little more. And then another thing I actually really, really appreciate that makes it seem even more appropriate, especially nowadays, is when she was looking at all of these things that they were calling women's psychology or women's issues, she's able to kind of say, I don't know if that's because of gender. I think it might be more of like society. It might be more of the culture. Maybe be more of like the traditions that have been taught and passed down more than like a woman's issue. And I feel like nowadays, especially nowadays, like where there's so much gender equality and, so much like flow in life and in gender and in like our humanness and our own autonomy, that she was really like standing up for humans as humans. And I really like that about her too. Like that's how she kind of went that way with her career. So that is my little Beyond the Text with Karen Horney. I appreciate taking time listening to me, and I appreciate learning about these psychologists and like being able to do some deep dives into things that I didn't know much about before.